All right, so Whetstone Wars. Never a dull moment. Kitchen Stadium. This is not going to be a dull moment. This is Battle 4K. We got a name you've heard of, but not usually in the Whetstone series. We got the Tojiro. You know their knives, but do you know their Whetstone? Then we got the Morihei. This is the Fire Series 4000. This is their new line. They had some older stuff that was soaking that they kind of discontinued. The Morihei, it's going to come at you a little different. The Tojiro is your traditional ceramic, aluminum oxide, super hard compressed. Ryan Swanson, he sells this thing. He swears by this. I've used it a million times. It is definitely fun. It is hard. This is a hard stone. It comes with the platform built in. And so we're going to give you the tail of the tape. When I give you the tail of the tape, though, I need you guys to know that we had a little trouble, okay? So I'm going to have to refer to some notes here because the information was not easy to come by. So this stone in particular, I'm sorry. Let's get out of hand. We got to talk about the competitor real quick. We got the Morihei. I know I said it, but they're not similar, okay? These are, other than being 4K, they're not similar, okay? This is a softer stone. This has got natural stone in it. So this is meant to be like a Japanese natural stone. That was its goal. It's going to be softer. It's going to be muddier versus the much harder 4K. Different results. Let's just talk about the parameters of the Whetstone War today before we get into the tail of the tape. So we have two Moritaka 210 millimeter Yuto. These knives were provided by Tony at Tokishu Knife. Okay, beautiful super blue steel. You guys see this every time on Whetstone Wars. We bring you two identical knives. We're super happy to be able to do this. This knife was incredibly performing after only a 2K. If you saw the Battle Green Brick of Joy versus, I can't remember, we had the King 2000. The Green Brick of Joy came home the winner. Honestly, if you're ever going to buy like one stone, it's the stone. We were cutting paper towels. It was ridiculous. It was sick. So you're like, what are you going to do now? I mean, going up to a 4K seems a little bit ridiculous, but we're going to do it. We're going to test. So what we did today to do this battle is we took both of those knives. The one knife that wasn't sharpened on the Green Brick of Joy, it got the Green Brick of Joy treatment. We went ahead and made sure that both the knives could cut paper towels. Well, I didn't want to jump from there to the 4K. Something had to be the thing that tied them together. So we went ahead and we got out a brand new, you got the footage rolling right now. You can see me taking it out of the box. We had a brand new Sahira Auko 3000, never been used. We leveled it for you. So we made sure it was even. It was really nice. We saw that it was a little sticky. Typical with the Sahiro product that you need to soak it. It was thirsty. Bubbles were violent. We let it do its thing. As soon as it was ready to go, it was amazing. Lots of good things to say. I think the price on, what was the price on that baby? Like $50? Like 40?
Yes.
Like so 49 and change.
Yep.
Beautiful stone. If you're looking for a 3000, we'll have that in the Battle 3000 whenever we get to that. So both knives have now been put on the same stone. We've got a little footage of that, but the burr has not been removed. Okay, so the burr was flipped back and forth on each side, but the burr has not been removed. So both of them are currently in the state of progressing to the 4K. No burr removal, no forward leading strokes. Okay, so we're going to go Battle 4K right now. So tail of the tape. The Tojiro comes in with some weird numbers, guys, because when they do the numbers, they give you measurements that's with the base. So I'm going to give you the base measurements. 265 by 80 by 40. 265 is the length. 80 is going to be the thickness. Is going to be the width. And then 40 is going to be the height. Okay? And we're going to compare that in a second. I'm going to put these two stones side by side. We're going to come over here to the Morihei. Okay? So the Morihei we got at 210, which is a little bit longer than your average. Most stones are going to be 205. It is 75 in width. That is the industry standard. And it is 25 in thickness. That is the industry standard. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and take this out of the base where it's secure to show you, since we don't have the actual measurements. So we have one on top of the other. The Morihei is clearly wider. I mean, it's just obvious. You don't even have to do all that. It's just obviously wider. I mean, it just is. It's a little bit wider. I mean, it's like 5 millimeters wider, but it's wider. Okay. When we go in length, it's the same length. I mean, I'm going to give the Tajiro the 210 in length. They're the same length. Okay. But when you go to height. Now, for those of you who want to make the argument that part of the stone is below the base, well, that may be, but you'll never get to that part of the stone when it gets flush with the base. So it doesn't matter that the stone itself glued to the base is sub the base, because once you get down to the inside the base, that's part of the stone you'll never get to, unless you literally break it out. And at that thinness, you're going to probably break the stone. So you're going to get like more stone from the Morihei. Now we have to bring that up because these things are relatives. We don't know the wear and tear. I mean, if the Tajiro lasts forever, then we don't know the wear and tear. I will say that for a 4K, I do have to level it. I had to level it. I leveled them both, and it was a little bit dished. Okay? And I had been using the 4K Morihei recently on some polishing stuff, doing some. So they both got used. This isn't like fresh out of the box and that's been used. Like, they've both been used. Okay, so the Morihei is $80. Over here, the best we've got is Ryan Swanson District Cutlery, $80. On his site, it is the word Tojiro does not appear. There are markings on the side and numbers that tell us it is the same one. I know he has limited stock, but it is the best price. On average, we're seeing this at $107 or more when you can find it, for the places you can find it. The Morihei is a little bit more readily available. So we've got to just to throw it out there. We have a bigger stone. The prices match exactly if you get it from Ryan. If you don't get it from Ryan, you're out $20. Okay, so right off the bat, before we do anything, recap. Tied on price technically. So we got to give it, I'm going to give it the tie because you can get this at the same price. Okay, bigger stone, natural stone, like made with this. Okay, softer, muddier feel, which you're going to see in just a second. And I know from using it because this is a great polishing stone. This one's hard. I'm not saying you can't polish with this. I'm saying, but you'll know it the moment you use it. So it's going to shine in that, like really putting that keen edge on there, where this one's going to be softer. We'll see if it can hold up. Performance is everything. If the prices are good and this thing lasts a long time, I mean, let's just hear it, let's see it, and let's do the test, and let's get on with it. I'm going to add a little bit of a surprise last-second test. We're not just doing paper and paper towel. We're gonna throw a tomato in there. We're going to throw one tomato in there and just do a little, you know, a little tomato salad, a little tomato soup, and see what we got going on. Okay, so these stones are ready to go. Knife number one, we're going on the Tojiro. The burr is on this side. I did that side last. So remember, everything happens on one stone. I mean, it's like I said, it's just a hard stone. I mean, if you were thinking like Nakayama, Shobidani, Ohira, like some of the harder, I mean, it's definitely like in the natural stone people watching, like in the 3-5-4 hardness. I don't think it's 4-5, but it's up there, you know. I mean, it just sounds like glass. There's no sound. Well, you know, there is no sound. Now, I have not seen it possible to really find a lot of these Tajiro stones. So even though we have Battle 4K happening today, I don't really know that there's an entire set. Like, I've been on the website to see that there's an entire system. Okay. I will say that I have enjoyed using this stone in the past. And again, glass. I mean, it makes no sound. No waking any babies today with this thing. In case anybody asks, we have the Tojiro sink bridge. We have over here we have a Sahiro sink bridge. The Tojiro sink bridge isn't readily available on Amazon or anything. It is available at Chef Knives to Go. I think there's another one. I'll always put links. The Sahiro sink bridge, I think you can find that on Amazon. And we have a Naniwa stone holder over there, and the Tojiro comes in the base. I don't know if you're a fan of the base. That could be like something that makes you happy. So I would say the burr is micro. It is not an obvious, like in your face burr. I mean, super micro. Almost aggravating. Almost to the, like, is it there? I mean, I needed to clean the debris off of the knife to see if I was feeling debris, to see if I was feeling the burr. And remember, both of these were put on that 3000 and left with a burr, a very obvious burr. So I should be just flipping it back and forth. Okay, so edge leading strokes. Again, not a sharpening tutorial, but if you were doing edge leading strokes, you could do this up to 8K. After that, the edge is so thin and so just fine that you're putting undue stress. So 1 is helping to remove the burr. 2, it's really helping to hone and flatten out that edge, that the apex, getting it really smooth. We will finish stropping on the stone. Okay, so really light. I mean, you hear no sound, super glassy. We'll definitely film the load up for you. It's got some load up on it, but I would not say it's too bad or doing anything. Definitely, I feel like it's just such a good stropping stone. Just super glassy. So my lightweight, I mean, I'm literally just resting the hand, like the weight of the hand. Dropping at the same angle. Okay. I'm gonna let my wife get a really good close-up of just the edge. Just nice and shiny. Mm-hmm. Even edge. All right. All right, knife number 2. Equally glassy sound. Again, what you would expect with a 4K. It's funny how like the mud just settles a little different. You can just see the water just free floating a little bit, as if the water, I mean, these were not soaked. The water's just sitting up on it nicely. You saw the other stones so thirsty, but you can see the water's just sitting on top of it. My wife says she's doing some funky stuff on the thing, so if you're getting dizzy.
I hit the microphone cord.
Okay, so I will say once again, I mean, super fine burr, like micro. I had to like clean it once again.
Like the struggle was there.
So yeah, so the struggle is the same. I mean, it's making me question. What is that?
Do you feel like it's faster then?
I don't know that it's faster. Apparently, my watch is saying I'm getting my exercise. So I'm not going to say it's faster.
Okay.
There's definitely a softness to the stone. I mean, it's going to come down to performance, period. I mean, like I said, there's a little bit more stone. Price is the same. Super quiet. There's my burr that I was looking for. Say it's getting some of a load up, but it's not like ridiculous. I don't think either one of them was ridiculous on any type of load up. All right. So the burr was a little bit more prominent on the second side. Edge leading strokes. Now there is pressure, as if I'm sharpening the knife. So the big difference between the stropping technique so equally quiet so far, equally performing micro burr. The second side of this knife, the burr was a little bit more prominent. Price is the same. I think the Morihei is a little bit easier to find. Okay, so let's drop. All right, super fine pressure. All right, folks, it's a moment of truth. All right, so we need some paper to first tell the original tale. So the Tojiro 4K represented. We're listening. a little louder. I think we,
Yeah, how the heck would that be louder than the tooth? That doesn't make sense.
okay. Let's do paper towel.
Oh, that worked.
I mean, that is sweet.
That worked. That worked well.
Okay, so over here we have the Morihei. We're listening, we're listening. It has
That smoothness.
a smoother, sweeter. I'm trying to push at an angle, which is not fair to the knife.
No, that ain't gonna work either. I can see it.
Yeah. So that push was great. I did not push on the other. I want to make sure I go back and give it its fair due.
Okay, I'm steady over there.
Okay, so making a mess.
All right, now you gotta push.
Let me do a paper towel real fast, just to show the paper towel. I got a little water on my thumb, so we'll see you. Okay, I almost cut myself, so I'm pausing.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Never a Dull Moment. No, it's not the same.
Okay, so we're gonna, yep, hold on. Let's give a little push over here.
Ah, you're getting close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do a little drawing. I mean, we got a little arts and crafts, my wife says, a little drawing. Okay.
No, see,
Okay, one more, and then we'll,
like, yeah, that one needs another picked out because that one just was like pushing.
yeah. I just want to make sure it wasn't like water. So it's not so much up at the top, like it's cutting the paper towel until it gets to a point. So I'm like, is it my technique?
It's not as good at paper towel, but
Not as good as paper towel. It sounded better.
that's weird.
Okay, and we're gonna, just for fun, we're gonna add something. We're gonna do the tomato. So if you guys see my wife go by, she's just gonna go by and grab a tomato. So I'm gonna let her do that real quick. Because you know, we gotta mix it up. We gotta give you a little extra.
Tomato.
We're good, we're good, we're good.
A cutting board?
Sure.
Fastest one I could grab. My favorite.
So we have the Tojiro. So for those of you who are probably going to see my wife backing out of the camera, what's going on is the battery on her camera on the GoPro just died. She's got her camera.
It said it was too hot.
Okay, so she's got her camera. She can do some close-ups. Meanwhile, I'm still cutting. So here we go. Another close-up.
I know. I hate that it was doing it while I didn't have the ability.
It's okay. But I just want to see if a super sharp knife would just bite in the tomato from the side. Okay. So we have knife number 1 down. Knife number 2. See if we can get that bite that I was looking for. So they equally cannot get the bite from the side. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. That was in there. So,
Let's plop him back in.
ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner. The Ryan Swanson Special. His favorite stone, the harder stone, equal in price, thinner in stature. It outperformed. I'm looking at my wife. I'm saying like stats out there. Equal in price.
Yeah.
Harder,
From Ryan,
less stone. Performance though, it's the little things. It's the Tajiro. It's the Tajiro 4K. Again, I think if this was a polishing battle, I think the Morihei 4000, the 4000 series wins. We were right there. Again, a lot of these are coming down to the wire, but you just saw it perform.
All right.
You know, the tomato's not doing it. The paper towel was it. It literally came down
That
to
initial right there.
yeah, it was just so clean. So, another amazing Whetstone War. Super excited to see Tojiro move on. I don't know how many 4K challengers it's going to have. There's not a lot of 4Ks out there. Super excited about that. If we planned this right, this Whetstone War might be a Christmas Whetstone War. So if it is Christmas Eve, Friday night, then we're wishing you a Merry Christmas. For all of you, we always appreciate your support. We look forward to bringing you more Whetstone Wars each month. Who knows what next month? We don't even know what's going to be happening in January. Kind of excited. It's going to be a new year, a new you, definitely a new me. Thank you as always. Definitely that was not a dull moment. God bless. See you next Friday.